Once, there was a young traveler walking through a vast, empty desert. The sun was setting, and the day was coming to an end. He was tired, thirsty, and searching for a safe place to rest. After walking for hours, he stumbled upon a cave in the middle of nowhere. The cave looked dark and lonely, but it seemed like a safe spot to spend the night. With nowhere else to go, the traveler stepped inside. The cool air inside the cave gave him some relief after spending the entire day under the scorching sun. As night fell, the cave became completely dark. The traveler lit a small lamp he carried to brighten the space around him. The flickering light gave him a little comfort. But as he sat quietly, something on the wall caught his eye. He froze. A massive shadow appeared on the wall. It was moving. It looked like a terrifying monster, giant with sharp claws and teeth. It seemed alive, and it felt like it was staring right at him. Fear gripped his heart. His body started shaking. He thought, "There's a monster in here with me. What should I do? Should I run? But where can I go in the middle of this desert at night?" The traveler sat there, unable to move. He could hear the wind howling outside the cave, but inside, it was eerily silent. The sound of his own breathing echoed in his ears. He tried to calm down, but every time he glanced at the shadow, his fear grew stronger. He wanted to run, but where would he go? Outside was pitch dark, and staying inside felt just as dangerous. He thought, "This might be my last night. Maybe I shouldn't have entered this cave." But then, something inside him spoke. A small voice whispered, "Face it. Find out what it really is. Running won't help." Gathering all his courage, he decided to investigate. His hands shook as he picked up the lamp. He slowly stood up, his legs feeling weak. Each step toward the shadow felt heavier than the last. His heart pounded, but he kept moving forward. When he got close enough, he raised the lamp higher. The moment of truth was near. What he found left him speechless. There was no monster, no claws, no teeth. Instead, he saw a small bush near the wall of the cave. The wind was blowing, making the bush sway. The dim light of his lamp had turned the tiny bush into a terrifying shadow on the wall. The traveler stared at the bush and then at the shadow. He couldn't help but laugh. All that fear, all that panic, and it was just a harmless bush. He felt a wave of relief wash over him. He realized his fear wasn't real. It was an illusion, a projection of his mind amplified by the darkness and his imagination. He sat back down and thought deeply. How silly was I? He wondered. The monster wasn't real. It was my mind playing tricks on me. My fear turned something small into something huge and scary. The traveler stayed in the cave that night, but this time he wasn't afraid. Instead, he reflected on what had just happened. He realized that fear often works like this. It takes something small, something harmless, and makes it seem dangerous and impossible to face. This story teaches us an important lesson about life. How often do we let fear stop us? Fear of failure? Fear of being judged? Fear of change? Most of the time, fear is just in our minds. Think about a time when you were afraid to do something. Maybe you feared speaking in front of others, starting a new job, or taking a big step in life. But when you finally did it, you realized it wasn't as bad as you thought. That's because fear is a trickster. It makes you believe you're powerless when, in reality, you're stronger than you think. So my friends, fear is like a shadow in the dark. It feels real. It looks huge. But when you face it with courage and shine a light on it, you see it for what it truly is. Nothing but an illusion. It only has power when we let it scare us. It grows darker and larger when you run from it. But when you turn toward it with courage and clarity, it begins to dissolve. So, what are you afraid of right now? Is it failure? Is it trying something new? Is it the fear of change? The next time fear tries to stop you, don't run. Pause. Take a deep breath. Shine the light of your awareness on it. Ask yourself, is this fear real, or is it just my mind creating a shadow? When you face your fears, you'll discover the truth. Fear is nothing but a mirage, a trick of the mind. With courage and mindfulness, you can walk through it, and on the other side, you'll find freedom, strength, and peace. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who might need this message. Also, subscribe to our channel for more simple and powerful motivational stories like this. Let's help each other face our fears and grow stronger together. Leave a comment about your own fears and how you overcame them. Remember, fear is just a shadow, and all it takes is a little light to make it disappear. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.